No, local girl from Manchester went to Londonderry High.
I saw the Queen's Landing
Are
one.
you aware of Queen's Landing?
Yeah.
No, good.
Bill, you have any hot Manch Vegas questions you want to throw in there?
I'll think of some.
Great.
I'll think of some.
Should be a pisser. You got 4 minutes.
3 now.
I just I let the flow of the show go, and then I'll ask a couple questions.
Well, so far the questions you had in mind are stupid, so don't ask any of those. There's a 30 for 30 on them. It's like a
Same thing.
2 or 3 part series or something like that.
I never watched that one. I still got to watch the Lance Armstrong one. I started and fell asleep, and then
It's not very good.
That's probably why I fell asleep. I never turned it back on. The Dennis Rodman one was real good. You guys watch that one?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Lance Armstrong never captivated me. Who gives a shit
I don't give a shit
about the
about
Tour de
cycling.
France?
Yeah. Who cares?
Just so the last of the hour and a half you watch, he says, "Yes, I did cheat." So
Also, he opened the door, and guess what? Everyone cheats in that sport.
oh yeah,
It's not even like everyone cheats in baseball. It's like literally to a man, everybody does steroids in cycling.
I mean, the way he was doing it was pretty fucking badass, though. Like, he was getting, blood transfusions and
that's how they all do it.
I think that's fucking cool as hell. Good for him. Let him
Take
do
your
it. I don't
white
give a
cells
shit.
or something, and it gets more oxygen.
Didn't he say something like, without me, you wouldn't have these? And he does like the fan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So what they do is they pull it out and then they spin it down and they put it back in and it's
Yes,
supposed to
Bill.
purify your blood.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard that, Bill.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what? You're the queen, Bill. We go by your rules. Hello.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
We're doing well. Thanks for joining us on
Thanks
Quiet.
for having me.
Yeah, of course. Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show. Oh, good, another dog.
Yeah, you guys and all your
dogs.
dogs.
My dog's freaking out. I think there was a package that was.
Ah,
Oh!
see,
Sorry
it's
happened
not.
to these two guys all day.
Over
Come here,
under 6 packages delivered a day.
Let me go
Ray's-
grab him. Sorry. Come here, buddy. Hey,
Raise
come here.
mom's over.
Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here.
Mine's under.
Yeah, come here.
Mine's
Yeah,
two.
he has a really mean bark, but he looks like a teddy bear. So.
What kind of dog do you have?
He's a teddy bear golden doodle.
Oh, cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
these
Golden
guys have
Doodle as
girl
well.
dogs too.
Golden
Yeah.
doodles. I think golden doodles are one of the best types of dogs you can get.
Yeah, they're great. We all got doodles. We all fell right into that millennial 2020 trap.
Not I.
Well, with us now, welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show. Noelle Lambert. I got to say, going from Kelly Clarkson to us, well done. That was
moving up in the world.
Yeah, definitely moving up, definitely.
we have a fellow New Hampshire 603 in with us. That's all right. We'll just talk over. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking back and I see your window and I see how dark it is there. And I'm actually in Maryland, grew up in New Hampshire, and I'm just saying to myself, thank God I don't live in the hellhole that gets dark at 3:00 in the afternoon anymore. Like you.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's kind of depressing. I mean, it makes you think that it's winter and Christmas is around the corner. But I mean, after the snow that we just got slammed with, I'm kind of over it at this point.
Yeah, and it's it's going to keep coming. It's only December. You got 4 more months of that, so you guys enjoy it.
Yep, I definitely will.
Thanks, Rich.
No problem. So, did you go to Londonderry High?
Yes, so I went to Londonderry High School, and then I got a scholarship to play Division I lacrosse at UMass Lowell.
Nice. So, are you still in Londonderry or Manchester?
No, so I moved to Manchester. My family moved to Manchester my freshman year of college. So I'm more towards the Manchester Hooksett. I'm right on the line.
That's where I live.
Definitely probably need to move out very soon, but I'm just riding that wave as long as I can.
Yeah, don't just say it as long as possible. I only ask because Bill lives close there, and we call his area Queen's Landing for reasons we don't have to get into. All I would say is avoid it as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So obviously, you've been kind of making the news and had a nice award that we can talk about. I'm not sure if it's an award. How do you? We'll get into it, but we just tell us a little bit about your story. So going from a D1 lacrosse player, obviously you had your accident, and now training for the Paralympics. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of where you're at.
Yeah, so the summer following my freshman year at UMass Lowell, I was involved in a moped accident that caused me to lose my left leg above the knee. And at the time, when I looked down, saw that my leg was gone, I was completely conscious. The first thing that did pop in my head was lacrosse and was sports, because growing up, I was a 3-sport athlete. I never went through a long period of time without being active. So I was really sitting there thinking that my life was over and that I was never going to be able to walk again, let alone run or play sports. And quickly after that, I just kind of made it my life goal that I really didn't want to let the accident define the person I was or define the person that I wanted to become. I was fortunate enough to have some of the Boston Marathon survivors come and visit me in the hospital. And so hearing their stories and everything that they went through, I mean, I couldn't sit there and feel sorry for myself. And that's when I kind of snapped out of it and just decided that I really wanted to get back on the lacrosse field, even if it was going to take a while. And about a year after that, I was able to return playing and practicing and everything. So I worked my butt off. I got my butt kicked by all my coaches and teammates, especially my assistant coach, doing conditioning before and after practice every single day. And I was fortunate enough to return to the lacrosse field, and I actually scored in my first game back, which was pretty cool. And I got the Sports Center top 1 play of the week, which was awesome. And so, I mean, when I graduated, I really didn't want to hang up my athletic career just yet, because in my eyes, I'd only been running again for about 2 years. So that's when I was actually approached by someone on the U.S. Paralympic track and field team, and they asked me if I've ever thought about pursuing track and field. And I mean, something that you should know about me is I hated running before my accident, even after my accident. Hated everything to do with it. I hated conditioning, hated run tests, but I thought it was just a really cool opportunity. So I just decided to sign myself up for the first track meet, and I actually went there. Was competing against the national champion. I ended up beating her and qualifying for the national team in my very first race. And nice. I think one of the biggest reasons why I was able to do that was because the 2 years prior, I was competing alongside people with 2 legs. And so that definitely helped me get to the next level. And I actually, throughout those last couple years, I really decided that, I mean, I received 2 different specialized prosthetics from 2 different foundations that I wouldn't be here without. And something that a lot of people don't realize and don't know is that a specialized prosthetic can range anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000. And you're expected to pay.
Dog knows that's a mess.
Bailey doesn't even like that. My dog. Bailey, come here. And
the guy ain't paying that money.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. And so when I found out the cost of everything, I mean, insurance doesn't cover it. They will only cover your everyday walking prosthetics. So to do the things that I wanted to do with my life, I needed these specialized prosthetics. So that really inspired me and motivated me to start my own nonprofit organization called the Born to Run Foundation. And it focuses on donating specialized prosthetics to younger adults and children that just want to live a fun and fulfilling life and don't have to worry about paying for a costly prosthetic like that. I mean, because me personally, I wouldn't be where I am today without it. And I'm just very grateful and fortunate enough to have the support team that I do and everybody who's donated and just helped give back to the community. It's definitely something that has kind of made me feel at home. And I'm just so lucky to be a part of that and fortunate enough. And so now I'm currently training for Tokyo 2021 now because of the pandemic, but yeah, so I keep myself busy. Obviously, the snow doesn't help with going to the track. I always have to shovel myself out, but part of the job.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, obviously, after the recovery, it just seems like you shot out a rocket and have just been kind of going nonstop, which is amazing. And you clearly have this down, like your whole story, like you have it down. I'm sure every interview, everything you've done, you're like, this is the key points I'm hitting, and you nail them all. Yeah. I was curious if you ever you start telling that, you give your story so many times, if you ever wanted to shake it up and just say, I was racing motorcycles, Tokyo Drift style, maybe a different type of.
So it's actually so funny that you say that, because the Kelly Clarkson show, when they posted me on their Instagram, they said I was involved in a motorcycle accident.
There you
so
go.
I was like, this is pretty cool. I mean, it kind of changes things up. And then I
Yeah.
had a lot of people reaching out, like trying to relate it because they got in motor. I was like, no.
You just start rolling around wearing
badass.
leathers.
Yeah, I'm not as badass. Like, I was just riding a simple moped going 20 miles an hour, but
Oh, that's so.
it's actually really funny you said that.
It's still excruciating. We had a buddy, not that this compares at all. We had a buddy in high school who lost a finger in a four-wheeler accident. I can't tell you how many drinks we got paid for telling him sharks and crocodile stories and just whatever came to mind.
2.5 months after my accident, I actually went to Cancun with 7 of my friends, and I had no idea how to even use a prosthetic yet. And so we're walking on the beach, we're having fun, we're at a family resort, and I'm tripping everywhere. I'm falling everywhere because I have no idea. And they're all just laughing at me. And then people were coming up to me asking how I lost my leg. And all of my friends would say that it was the 2nd year anniversary and it happened on that resort that I was involved in a shark.
There you go. I love it.
So it's crazy. It's crazy how much my friends milk my amputation, but
Yeah. No, well, yeah. You got to have fun with it and just kind of flirt with it. That's great. That's probably the best way to do it. It's probably why you've been so successful as well. So we're interested in Ray. You have a couple questions here too, I think. But I was interested in just what that process was like. And you had mentioned it going from competing against non-amputees in lacrosse to now competing against other amputees, obviously training for the Paralympics. So, like, what was that? Was there a mentality shift there when you made that change in just kind of your training regimen, or what's the difference there, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think training for lacrosse and training for track and field is two completely different things. It's actually crazy just because, like, how I went from always being involved in a team sport to just an individual sport. So I needed to get that through my head that it's all relying on me and everything that I do. So the mental aspect of that and transitioning, that's something that I needed to work towards. But I would say I really do enjoy track and field practices a lot better because I know exactly what I'm doing. Yeah. And in college, every single day, you would show up to practice asking everyone, okay, did anybody do anything that we can get in trouble for? Are we running at the end of this practice? It kind of just teases with your mind.
And Noelle, that's like me running the show and having to deal with the idiot in the black hat.
Exactly.
Hey, this is
you just never know. You never know, like, if somebody posted something and they weren't supposed to in college, so we're running sprints. So
yeah,
we've been around since before the internet, so we didn't really have to worry about that in our team sports. So I mean, it's been nice. Nice.
Bill's been around since before the telegraph. We didn't call him Billy Badwoods for nothing.
Speaking of that, lacrosse. How come girls can't hit in lacrosse? Like, you see guys that lay each other up.
We don't have all the equipment that men's have. So I always say that women's lacrosse is more about the finesse and speed, whereas men's lacrosse is all about the tackling and the physical aspect of it. I would say, I hate to say this, but you really can't enjoy watching lacrosse until the college level, just because in high school it's just so slow. And I mean, you get refs that have no idea what they're doing and they're just reffing to just make a couple bucks. And so in high school, it's just so boring and the whistle's getting blown. But when you get to college, it's just such a crazy and different game because everything is so quick. And they have changed the rules these last couple years where they want the game to be more fluent and to keep going longer. So that's why they added a shot clock. They've added all these different things. But so it's different. They're two completely different sports. And that's why it isn't in the Olympics just yet because I guess for the men's and women's sports, they need to be the same. So I guess that's what they're working towards now for 2024 with incorporating lacrosse into it. But it's just going to be very interesting to see who's going to switch up. I mean, I can't imagine girls wearing all those pads, but it'll be fun.
Wouldn't it be more satisfying if you could just line someone up, piss you off in the field, just line it up and lay her right out?
Yeah, trust me, it does happen. And then you just either get a yellow card, you get kicked out of the game. It does happen in college. So when you're frustrated, you get put on the sidelines for a couple minutes and get put back in the game. But it would be definitely satisfying to just go full on tackle.
Ray, you used to do that in high school matches just from behind in a real Weasley fashion, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been thrown out of a few games. Yep. Not a big deal. Yep.
Raymond?
You set the Paralympics women record with 16 seconds. Going to Tokyo, who's your biggest competition?
I would absolutely say either myself with overthinking everything, or
Ooh, deep.
there are three Italians that are very good, and I just always strive to be like, and I always look up to them. And the first time I ever met them, it was just so cool. And when I first started track and field, I would Google and like YouTube people who are above knee amputees that are competing, and so I knew exactly who they were. But yeah, they're just complete beasts. One of them I actually have a good friendship with. She's actually, after Dubai, she came up to me saying like, "Oh, I love America." And I was like, "You're awesome. This is amazing." But I would say, yeah, I would say the Italians, but my coach would say myself, because I tend to overthink everything. And that's just something I need to work towards. But I am like, you can tell on my face too, like, he'll look at me and be like, "No, you're overthinking it." And I would look at him and be like, "I didn't even say anything."
Yeah, you're running through every scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us about the L'Oreal Paris Women of Worth. So this was, recognizing women who go above and beyond and giving back to their community. You were part of the class of 2020. I noticed that it was all American women, and I know L'Oreal Paris is what it is, but did America just dominate in this class, or is that just how it goes?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if they were just looking at people who were in the United States, but I do know that they get hundreds of thousand applications every single year of people being nominated for this award. So when we found out that we were one of the 10,
Pretty incredible.
It was amazing. I mean, it's such an amazing honor, and it's really such a great thing to be a part of, because being recognized alongside these other 9 women who do such incredible things for their communities and for other people. I mean, that's just an honor in itself. And getting to meet every single one of them and hear their stories it was so cool. And it just goes to show you that, I mean, there really is things out there in your life that are more important than yourself. And so, I mean, I kid you not, when I found out that I was a national honoree, I didn't believe it. I was sitting in this seat. I was just on an interview, and then Helen Mirren popped up on the screen telling me that I was the 2020 national honoree. And I didn't even process that she said that.
Like live, or was it a video?
No, it was a pre-recorded video. And then the video went away. And then the host was like, "So how does it feel to be the national honoree?" And I looked at her, I was like, wait, what? And she was like,
they set it up in the interview for. Okay.
They didn't even. They literally said, they like downplayed the whole thing. They were like, "Yeah, it's just going to be about like the other nominees will be on it. Like it's just like a regular interview." And then so when she came back and said that, I kid you not, I asked her 5 times if she was being serious. And then when it processed in my head, I screamed up to my mother. And so I basically told the everybody in the whole world that I still live at home, which is probably not the best idea, but it was just so funny because I screamed her name. And I mean, to be the national honoree is definitely something that's amazing. I mean, if you're one of the 10, L'Oreal donates $10,000 to your foundation. And then if you're the national honoree, you get an additional $25,000. So
that's great.
Receiving $35,000, I mean, because of COVID and the pandemic, we've had to cancel most of our events. So receiving this money, I mean, we're definitely able to donate hopefully 2 to 3 more prosthetics. We actually just donated our 11th this past week.
Congrats.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So it was because of L'Oreal Paris. I mean, the recognition that I'm getting alone just for it, the foundation and myself, is just something that I'm truly going to be forever grateful for L'Oreal Paris. I'll be forever indebted to them.
It's an amazing thing. And obviously your organization, Born to Run, which you touched on in the beginning, it's given plenty of kids opportunities. There was whatever video I watched, I forget what the title was of it, but towards the end, there was a little boy named Ryan, I think. I wrote his line down. He said, "I have no limits with my blade."
Yes.
That was like one of the most badass things, like a little 8-year-old kid's like, first of all, you get to call your prosthetic like a blade. So and you're just walking around with blades. I did have a question about that when you go through the airports. Do you try to avoid using the word blade, and how much trouble do they give you going through security?
Okay, so it's actually, I actually do this, and I'm not supposed to. They tell me, when I pack my running leg, I literally check it, and I put it away so I don't have to bring it on the plane or deal with that. I'm the only person I know that does this. And because if it gets lost, I'm screwed. But going through security, I literally, every single time I go through, I immediately put my hands out and I know that I'm going to have to sit down because they have to check everything. And it's just so funny because they always think that it's my first time going through it. And they're always like, can I touch this? I'm like, I can't feel it. So touch whatever you need to. So I can just get to my gate and call it like, even if it's, especially if it's like 5 a.m, I'm just like not a morning person at all. So I'm trying to be as nice as possible. I just literally say, do whatever you got to do. I'm not new at this. Don't be afraid to touch anything. I mean, it's understandable, but there are some people that I know that I travel with. It's so funny when there's like a big group of us and we go through security. It's like they're chickens running with their heads cut off. They just don't know.
And everyone's trying to probably say the right thing, do the right thing, be super polite, and you're just like, just get me through, just get me out of this damn thing.
And another thing they always say, I always get, is thank you for your service. And I just want to say, I don't want to take that. Like, I don't want to take that away from veterans. I don't want to pretend to be a veteran. But I was going through security one day and my mom was there. And so the first time I ever heard it, they said, thank you for your service. And I turned around like going to correct them. My mom just pushed me. She's like, just go.
Just go. We don't have time to explain.
Exactly.
We're not virtue stealing or whatever they call it now. It's just, we just have to get to our gate. And if you want to give me a first plate, then that's fine.
I do get to board the plane first. Yeah, I do get to board the plane first. I do milk. I milk everything I get. Trust me.
That's great. You should.
I'd make them push me around in a wheelchair. I'd really milk it. I'd take the thing off. There we go. Wheel me out.
The thing about that is I don't want the workers pushing me. Like if I had somebody that was with me pushing me, I'd be fine with it. But the workers like are always going so slow, and I'm just like, all right, let's go, let's move it.
To be fair, Bill tore his rotator cuff about 25 years ago and has been milking it ever since. So
still hurts to this day.
Listen.
Ray, I think you had a final question on one of your favorite boys now, and who's I think dead to Bill, but go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, through your foundation, you got to meet a lot of famous people. We saw that you met Tom Brady. Did he try to put your TB12 method to the test and get you to buy into it? And is he dead to you like he is dead to the rest of us?
How much TB12 literature and water did you walk home with?
Did you have pistachio ice cream?
Yeah. For the longest time, I really wanted to join the TB12 movement. But I thought to myself, I need to wait a year to do this, and I shouldn't have waited. But listen, when I found out that he left, I was completely heartbroken because I had his signature on my leg for over a year. Like that's what literally I was known for about a good solid 8 months. And when he left, I was just thinking to myself, all right, well, this is just stupid to have on my leg. But obviously, I mean, it's so weird because I'll say I want nothing but the best for him, but when he's playing, I'm like, I want you to lose. Like,
I love it. Yeah, welcome to the dark side.
I don't want them to have a better record than our record, the Patriots. Like, I am a diehard Patriots, Celtics, Bruins fan, like growing up, and so I am like very hardcore. And then the fact, you know who's dead to me? Gronk is dead to me.
There you go.
Yeah, no,
that's an easy one.
All that crap when he was trying to like on his social media, trying to like throw hints that he was trying to come back. Yeah, no, like I'm done with that. Like you're not funny anymore. I don't think you're good looking anymore.
You've lost all appeal because of your antics. Well, that's great. Exactly. If you ever want to come back and chat sports, we're here 6 days a week. So.
Oh, awesome! I would love to. I mean.
Yeah, well. Next big thing to hit when Jason Tatum fails again, we'll bring you back on so you can vent your frustration.
Superstar Jason Tatum will not fail.
Listen, Gordon Hayward's gone, so I think we're gonna have a good year now.
Ooh, here we go.
He's definitely allowed back on. Yeah, absolutely.
Got another glass Gordon hater.
I'm like low-key kind of happy about Tristan Thompson. I don't know.
Is it because he's married to a Kardashian, or you just really like Tristan Thompson? It's a Kardashian. I can tell in your eyes.
It's the Kardashian thing because they're going to be coming to the games and everything, so that'll be really cool. But
there you go.
I mean, we needed a center because Tice was awful. I'm just going to lay that out there now. I don't think that Tice could handle the starting role. I think he would be great coming off the bench, but yeah.
Excellent analysis. Analysis. He's not a pure center. And if this show vaults you into the stratosphere with the Kardashians and your organization, feel free to throw a little pub our way. That'd be fine.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But
if I meet Chloe, I'm just gonna go up to her and be like, remember when everybody in the crowd called you
ugly sister? Dude, I talk about that all the time. I was at one of those games in the NBA Finals in 2010.
Exactly.
Oh, I loved it. I still have the cutout of her ugly face that they handed out in the games.
Jesus, Billy Bowers. That's amazing. Well, we've taken up some of your time, so thank you for joining us. If you want to, where can we participate or help or be a part of your organization and everything you got going on right now?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, www.theborntorunfoundation.org, or you can follow us on any of our social medias. It's at the Born to Run Foundation. Just follow along. It's very cool to see every single time we make a donation, all the people we help. I mean, they do amazing things. So it's definitely something, it's worth the follow button.
Yeah, it is. And the website's super cool and easy to find and do. So everyone go out there and do your part. Well, thanks for joining us. Good luck getting to Tokyo. And, yeah, go Pats, I guess. Yeah.
Go Pats. I still have hope. The Raiders lost, so, yeah.
Oh, we got it. We got a Pather. We got a Pather on our hands, boys.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
You got it. Have a good one.
Yeah, you as well.
Bye-bye.
I think we got an inside scoop here.
On
her. You could be an insider. The TB12 methods, the Kardashians. We just got to get her in the right position. I just threw out a lot of alley-oops for mom jokes there, Bill. How many edibles did you do before this?
A lot. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.